Willie D Live.
Who do you think killed Pac?
I know everybody. There's so many conspiracies. Well, first of all, hip-hop killed Tupac. Hip-hop killed Chris, Big. Orlando, I think, shot him, my guess. Whoever was in the backseat. But he bragged about it, by the way, in real life. And I think,
Who bragged about it in real life?
Orlando Anderson.
Oh, Orlando, yeah.
And by the way, people, again, I'm not, there was a conspiracy to government or whatever, Suge or whatever. Out of Suge's own mouth, he told me when I did Who Shot Biggie and Tupac, when he looked across in the car, he knew the people in the car. I want to make sure people understand that. It's not the mafia, it's not the fucking government or a conspiracy. It was Crips and Bloods who had a prior relationship for many years. There was a string of incidents that led up to that. That wasn't just that one moment. When Tupac ran to go hit Orlando, he knew the guy, one of the guys who was with Tupac said, hey, that's the nigga that would knocked our chain, whatever. And Tupac, at that particular time, and I'm not, obviously I'm friends with Pac's friends and his family, whatever, Tupac was out of pocket for that. And he knows that, it cost him his life, unfortunately. And I'm not saying nothing that nobody hasn't said. And he put himself in a gang situation that he had no business getting into because he's the prize. You're Tupac. You're the reason why everybody's here. You're making money. You're supposed to protect him. And Suge should have never let him do that. But Tupac did that on his own, by the way. I want to make sure people realize that Tupac ran up. You could see the video where Tupac runs up on him and hits him. And it's all related to a gang situation. Then they get in the car that night and they find him. And the ironic, I've done all these shows, some girls say, Tupac, Tupac. And that's why the guys heard him. They went first to the club to see if they were there. Mm-hmm. This was a gang situation.
702.
Yeah. And so, I think Orlando shot Tupac, and he obviously lost his life after that.
Yeah, it was well known that Orlando did it because my little cousin was 11 years old, and he lived, at the time, he was living in Compton. Mm-hmm. He was like, one of my buddies was like, man, who killed Tupac? He's like, man, Orlando Anderson killed baby. What do you call him?
Lane.
Baby Lane. Baby Lane. Baby Lane killed him. He lived right down the street.
Correct.
He say, wait a minute. He lived down the street and ain't nobody messing with him. Ain't nobody gonna mess with him. Everybody know Pac was a capper. This 11-year-old talking like, So yeah, you're right. It was a string of incidents that happened before that, well before that ever even happened, and there was a lot of bad blood already.
Yeah, and he just got himself involved in something that he had no business getting himself involved in.
And here's the thing what people have to understand, because I know a lot of people, they like, man, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, in terms of making something out of yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Tupac was revered worldwide, especially for a guy that came from nothing, rose to fame. When people see guys like him, you, me, do that, it gives them hope. Mm-hmm. So most people celebrate that. Most people are pulling for you because they see a little of themselves in you. Mm-hmm. Pac's problem, as you alluded to.
Yes, of course you did.
As you alluded to, Pac crossed the civilian line. Mm. If he had not crossed that civilian line, he would have been that Baby Lane would have, man, let me get a picture, let me get an autograph.
Correct.
But Pac crossed, even though he was hanging out with these blood dudes, if Pac would have never been, behaving like an actual gang member and actually putting in work, then I absolutely think that I would have no doubt that Pac would still be here today.
Correct, yeah. It's a sad story. No matter all the way around. And I think, to me, one of the stories that, and obviously I love Tupac. We come from the same background, mother and drugs and, Black Panthers and Oakland. We literally almost got the same birthday. And he's a guy that I think when you're young, you're trying to figure out your life. And I think that lack of a father played a big role in his life. And he was, you can ask his family. One of the stories I heard one time was that Suge took him to a basketball game. I think it was the Chicago Bulls, and they were sitting on the sideline, and Tupac says to him, this is what I always wanted, is my dad to take me to a basketball or take me to a game. Mm-hmm. So that's looking for a father figure, and you clasp on the Suge, and you put yourself in that situation, potentially, I can't speak for Pac, but I'm guessing that you were trying to prove how down you were, and that here's my kind of big brother father figure. Look, I'm really down with y'all. Look, I'm going to put in work too. Mm-hmm. And so that's a part of it. I think it's not just let me hit somebody, but it was something deeper than that is what I'm trying to say.